Urs Kalecinski versus Regan Grimes, a very interesting matchup. You guys voted on this one. It is this week's You Pick 2 Tuesday, even though it's Monday. But I wanted to get this one out so it leaves us enough time to do the rest of the videos before Fan Request Friday. But either way, you guys voted on this one. Get it up to 300 likes. We will do all the other ones. Actually, I just glanced over at the voting, and it's actually tied now. So we will, in fact, see Dorian Yates versus Ronnie Coleman. That one should be good. But this one here is good for many different reasons. These guys are both qualified for the Olympia. Many questions have to be answered when it comes to these two. Obviously, Urs Kalecinski, he was men's classic physique. He competed in there with great success. But for those of you who didn't realize, Regan Grimes, he used to be classic as well. So interesting. Wow. Look at those arms on Urs. I think he absolutely has an edge. Now the camera angle, it's off a little bit. Here at the Cali Pro. The Cali Pro. Wow. That show is beginning to become one of the most dubious of all of the shows. Infamous, I guess you could say, for the lack of a better term. But Regan, he lacks that pop, that wow, in the front double. But a great bodybuilder, Canadian, too, don't you know, eh? Here's the front lat spread. Maybe a better shot for Regan. Good little V-taper, not bad at all. Of course, Urs, he's pretty good. I think that ultimately Regan might have a wider clavicle, but this Urs, he is a master of the mandatory poses. Also worth to mention, those quads, massive. I would give Urs an edge for sure, because I believe that Regan, slightly unsymmetrical in his quads. Pretty close pose, though, I think. I'd give Urs an edge coming out of the front shots. Now, as we turn to the side, I see perhaps a better display for the Canadian, the big Canadian buck, big moose bull. But either way, all jokes aside, he is opening up a little bit better than Urs. But other than that, Urs has more separation in the arms. He has somewhat of a thicker pec, I think. You look at the actual three-dimensional thickness of it. And in terms of the wheels, Urs winning on that aspect as well. Regan, he looks good. Nice traps there. Hanging hamstring. Worth to mention. But still, all in all, and we have no side tricep pose, by the way. And neither one, I don't think, is one to call home about or write a letter to the family at home. Take a look at this side tricep. You know what I mean. Now, the back is interesting. This could turn the tide for our friend, Regan Grimes, and perhaps take the better spot. I mean, if these guys are side by side at the Olympia, they'll both be going for like a 7th, 8th place. One can never tell. Now there is the possibility that Urs is just so dry, so peeled, that he will get a victory over a guy like Regan Grimes, even though Regan, in my opinion, he's destroying Urs in the muscle attachments, the hamstring separation, glutes, they are what they are. Big traps as well for Regan Grimes. But does this remind you of anything? Urs just got a couple of victories over Quinton Uriah, and he had some pretty good lat insertions, glutes, hamstrings, all the things of that nature that Regan has, and he was a Canuck, a Canadian. Is that what they call the Canucks? Canadians? Canucks? I'm not so sure. They have loonies and toonies, though. Did you guys know that? Oh, here's the back double. The 2 toonies and a loony, or whatever they said. Yeah, same situation here. Maybe not as drastic for Regan. Trap for trap, they're pretty equal on that aspect. the width of the lats as well. I don't think the rear lat spread was a good shot for our friend Urs. See, they're both our friends. I'm not just gonna favor Regan Grimes. I'm not one of those guys that only likes the bodybuilders from the country that I live. I'm Canadian, by the way. You can hear my accent coming out from time to time. Yeah, I would give this one to Regan, ultimately. I mean, the lower half, he has the separation. I just don't see... I don't want to be mean to Urs. I just don't know how high his ceiling can be without a nice, big, thick, juicy back. When you get a guy like Regan Grimes right there beside him. And he does. Now, the abs and thigh, this puts me in mind of the front poses, where I was thinking Urs is the better bodybuilder. Look at the lats. The abs, even beating Regan on... Well, Regan's got a good six-pack there. Pretty good. One of the best set of abs in the IFBB today. Absolutely. Two of them, I guess. Two of the best sets. Andrew Jacked, I guess. Hattie Shupin, best set of abs today. Nowadays. Either way, quad development. I mean, Urs, he's taken it to Regan in terms of the bodybuilding competition. Now, the most muscular Urs, his arms are more reminiscent of a classic physique division competitor. I'll say it. And Regan Grimes, his biceps, they seem to be more fuller, more reminiscent of a Phil Heath. What did you guys like when I used to say? The fiddlers, fiddle-diddle-diddle-diddle. I used to do it faster, though. Fiddlers, fiddle-diddle-diddle. There we go. I can still do it. I can still hold her down. Yes. I think there's an obvious condition edge here for Urs. And when it comes to the lineup, in particular with the lower placers, second, third call-out type of situation, they're more apt to put the better condition at first glance. I'm going to put them up. Maybe even be compared with a whole different grouping. So if I had to guess, Urs, his condition will get him into a decent call-out. Side by side with Regan, he could probably take him. But I just don't think it's gonna happen. Regan will get 9th, and Urs will get 7th. Well, that's pretty bold. That's not official, by the way. It's not official. I'm gonna release my official Olympia predictions some point here, maybe a few days before the Olympia. Hit thumbs up on the video, and well, I guess you don't really need to get it up to 300 likes. I'll do the other one, then I'll ask for the 300 likes on that one too. Maybe 150 each, and then I'll just add them up. Tell you what, little bonus for you folks this week, since you're so kind. Have a nice one.